The big boys are up. MX1, Moto1.
Okay, this is kind of interesting, but we're going to go Sonny, Galdi, Chaz, and Alex. Aren't we having fun?
It's a pretty picture.
It is a pretty picture. I'm going to smile. Ready? Nice. Okay, first MX1 moto here from Walton, and Galdi, it was a doozy. I'm saying probably one of the best motos I've ever seen. Now, unfortunately, a couple of the pieces of the good stuff were on the opposite side of the track from you, but still a great moto, and man, oh man, this track is providing with some great racing today.
Yeah, you know what, we were still to be able to get some good stuff. Right out of the gate, the Bonji engine number 3 there, Kanairi, gets a start, and that's exactly what he needed, because last weekend was such a disaster for the poor guy. Comes out and grabs that lead and looks strong right at the beginning of the race, and then all of a sudden we're all kind of shaking our heads going, where's the number 2? And he was about 10th, I think, on the first lap. We didn't even get him. I actually asked Sammy, I'm like, hey, did you see him come by? So it was a weird start to the race. Nemeth too, right away, getting a great start in second. So everybody starts to get in their little train thing. Next thing you know, number 2 just starts clipping one guy, the next guy, the next guy. It's the Clad of old, 06. He's just dropped the hammer on everybody out there. And sure enough, he starts getting behind the number 3. And like I said, I was on the wrong side of the track, so you got to see the aggressive pass. The number 1 pass, I guess, was over here.
Yeah, and the thing is that, of course, you're not going to see it here, but we've been talking all season long with Bobby K as to how he's going to beat these guys. We saw it in Calgary when he laid back that little bit of smack on Colton Fasciotti, busted him out of that rut, and he did it here twice to Dusty Klatt. You want to win races around here, Galds, you got to ride like that. That's the way it is, especially when Klatt's coming up on you, because he's so fast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he does have a bit of the edge, maybe a bit more gas than Bobby, but he was able to be aggressive and make it happen. So behind that, though, was what was amazing to see. So Klatt goes down after the first time. Next thing you know, he's back in the mix again, and you got Nemeth, one of the Sewell brothers, I think it was Shane Sewell in there, 351, and also Kanairi just in front of those guys, and then Klatt in the middle. And I swear to God, they pass each other 3 times in one turn, it seemed. Nemeth goes outside, and Klatt's up the inside, and they swap, and they're crossing in the air. It was just amazing to watch. And the cool part about it was not one dirty move. They all respected each other there, but they all wanted to win really bad. And Bobby showed that he wanted to win just a little bit more than everybody by putting that elbow up and solidifying the aggression. And like you said, you need to make a pass like that on a track like this. It doesn't offer a ton of lines today. And he made it happen with the aggression, Bobby. Good on you, buddy. Number 3 finally got that moto win. And Klatt, great recovery, man. It was amazing to watch.
The only other rider I want to talk about is Mason Phillips, who was really strong in 3rd place for most of the moto. Saw his bike smoking late in the moto, not sure what happened to him.
Well, we can count it out on that. Is not too sure. Obviously, the DNF, that sucks. But Benefactor goes to number 9, who DNF'd on the very first lap. And those two are going for number 4 and number 5 right now. So the points just did a whole nother flip around. It's going to be very, very interesting to what numbers people get to wear. The only one that is sure is the number 1 of Dusty Klatt.
MX Performance, Canada's motocross magazine. MXP is loaded with page after page of spectacular photos and in-depth coverage of the world of motocross, both on and off the track. Whether it's at the races or behind the scenes, MXP captures the pulse of the most exciting sport on the planet. So don't be left in the roost. Subscribe now to MX Performance Magazine, Canada's #1 motocross publication.
Get ready for the final moto of the season for the MX2 class. This is MX2 Moto2.
Okay, Galdi with the Transcan East-West shootout going on in the background. Nice to hear some 2-strokes out on the track. Let's get into that final MX2 moto here from Walton. I want to say it's a beauty because it was. We had 5 bikes, 6 bikes battling for the lead just about for the whole moto for crying out loud.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to think that at the end of the moto, you'd think that these guys would almost back it down, but it didn't seem like that for a good 25 minutes of that race, except maybe the last 2 were kind of spread out. But great to see Tyler Medaglia gets the whole shot. It's only kind of fitting that he gets the very last whole shot of the year as well and claims his championship. Gets out front, starts doing his thing, but the cool thing we saw was Beaton. He's back. He wasn't healthy, obviously, all year long, and then now gets back and gets his feet wet and ends up finishing 3rd in that moto. So it's good to see him. And he was all over Tyler. He was giving him fits every corner for the first half of that moto, which was great to see. And then behind him, it was the Teddy Mayer and Rife thing. And then 4 laps in, 5 laps in, maybe a little longer than that, all of a sudden Rife just finds another gear on that bike. Clips Mayer and Beaton on the same lap somewhere in the back section that we didn't see. comes around in second, starts making the moves, and then I think Medallia just kind of pulled to the side and said, "Here, take the win." And so Rife ends up winning that very last moto of the year, which is cool to see.
It is, and it's the one thing about Rife that I like is that I realize that he's all over the track and he does have those injuries, but it does seem like that guy, when he wants to find another gear, when he wants to twist that throttle, he seems to be able to find it.
Well, he showed it right there. Like, I mean, there was nothing at stake at all for him to win that moto, except, you know, maybe the money to the check to win it. And it was weird to see it. You might have thought he was going to back down, and he didn't. Showed great speed. I hope he comes back, and maybe, I don't know if it's a head thing or just a body thing, and he comes back, because he's a good fit for our series. Makes for great television. He's a wide open giver guy, legs off, like you said. But, you know, so he took off in the lead. Mayer gets into second. Medallia lets it kind of go away. Beaton ends up hanging on to third, but a good battle with him and Jeremy Medallia, which was good going to the end. And then kind of outside of that, we saw the Allison brothers. You wouldn't believe this. Going into the tournament with a natural double, I'm pretty sure it was Parker coming in on Jared. I'm going to mess this up, I know, but the one brother comes in and fully hits the other brother's front wheel, and they go over the natural double side by side. It's just great to see, great battling right to the end. But the checker flag waves, the number 5 comes over, his fist is raised in the air, and you could just tell. I don't know if there's a tear in his eye, but I think he wanted to shed one. It was a great year for him, and it showed, and you could see a lot of heart coming out of him. He was pretty happy for that.
When the trail beckons, the gate drops, or the open road awaits, will you be ready? Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader, has you covered. Go online and browse. Then order parts, accessories, and clothing. Online, by phone, or in one of our 3 retail outlets. Huge selection, easy ordering, fast shipping coast to coast. Get the whole shot with Royal Distributing, Canada's power sports leader.